Welcome to the Psych and Business Podcast. We're here to show you how practical psychology can be useful and make your workplace better. I'm Dr. Ernest Wayde. Now, when we left Dr. Carter last week, she just gained a better understanding of the impact of change on her and her organization. And while she understood how to change her own attitudes and behaviors towards the upcoming electronic health record change, she knew professional change management help was needed to support the whole organization through the change. So let's get back to the story. On the recommendation of a friend, Dr. Carter met with a consultant who was a business psychologist specializing in organizational change management. During their meeting, the consultant described the need for an organizational change strategy. The consultant reiterated that globally, the need for change in organizations continues to grow, especially as organizations continue to adapt to the new business world after COVID. Much like Blue Rivers Hospital, numerous other organizations were putting their staff through multiple organizational changes at the same time, and it was having a negative impact on the staff, the organization, the customers, and the organization's profitability. Now, this helped Dr. Carter understand that she wasn't alone in this struggle, but she also understood that she didn't just need a change plan for the upcoming electronic health record change. She needed an organizational approach for all the large impactful changes at Blue Rivers Hospital. Dr. Carter began talking about having the consultant develop a change plan to fix all of Blue Rivers Hospital changes and suggested the consultant work with Ms. Ramirez, the director of HR, to get this done. However, the consultant went on to explain that for a change to be successful, it required an executive champion. In this case, that would need to be Dr. Carter. The consultant explained that executive sponsors are the most significant predictors of the success or failure of any change initiative. He then walked Dr. Carter through the change pyramid. Now, as the consultant described it, change pyramid is a framework for successful change. At the bottom of the pyramid sits the executive champion. Now, this individual is usually the leader of the organization or a member of the C-suite. The higher the individual, the more power and authority that they have, because this individual is responsible for setting the direction for the change, making the case for the change, building support for the change, and collecting feedback about the change. As the change progresses, this individual is also responsible for setting the scope of the change, selecting the team that's going to be leading and implementing the change, providing this team the resources they need to be successful, and participating fully through meetings with individuals and teams, as well as making sure that they are active and visible as the change moves forward. This individual, the executive champion, is also responsible for removing any barriers that come up to change, helping celebrate successes, and holding people accountable. Now, in the middle of the change pyramid are the 3 Ps, specifically the people that are going to be experiencing the change, the processes that are going to be used to help these individuals adapt to the change, and the change project itself. There needs to be a team of individuals that are responsible for managing the people, the change process, and the change project overall in order to achieve those benefits that are expected for that change. Now, the application of this change pyramid requires constant and continuous identification of risks and barriers, developing of corrective actions, implementing those corrective steps, and reviewing the change portfolio. There needs to be a shared vision for the change that is cohesive at the executive level and then communicated effectively and efficiently throughout the organization, so that from the top of the organization to the bottom of the organization, every single member of the organization has a shared vision of what the change is going to be and what the benefits of the change are expected to be for the organization and individuals and teams throughout the organization. Now, at this point, Dr. Carter understood her role in leading the change effort and was very happy to have the change consultant on board to help guide her and her team through the change. There's a lot that goes into successful change, but research has shown that the most important factor is the executive champion, which comes from the executive leadership group. That's because they have the authority to provide the resources, to set the direction, hold people accountable, select the team, remove barriers, and celebrate success. But again, there is a lot that goes into successful change. If you have enjoyed this episode, please consider subscribing and leaving us a review. Feedback is a gift, and we love gifts. Thanks for listening. I hope you'll join us again next time.